Most people don't quit because they're broken. They quit because they're comfortable. They stop at tired and they stop at bored, but success, especially in the life of a disciple, doesn't respond to feelings. It responds to decisions. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make one decision that's going to change everything. And that's the decision to keep going. So you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to comfort, to safety, and to everything that you've already known up to this point. And the other path leads forward into the unknown, into challenges, to discomfort, and to greatness. Every disciple who has ever made an impact has stood exactly where you're standing right now. If we think back to Ruth standing in Moab with the choice to return to her family and what she has known her whole life, or to follow Naomi into the unknown, we know that she chose faith over fear, and that decision positioned her in the lineage of Christ. They weren't fearless, they weren't perfect, but they were simply willing to risk, willing to walk alone, and willing to keep moving. Think of Paul in 2 Corinthians 11. He lists beatings, shipwrecks, hunger, and imprisonment, yet he didn't quit. He pressed on, saying in Philippians 3:14, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Behind every great story is a person who made one powerful choice. I won't stop. And you, whether you believe it or not, have that same choice right now. You can't keep going without knowing why. Purpose isn't a spark, it's a fire, and you have to feed it daily. Jesus was never unclear about his purpose. Luke 9:51 says, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem. He knew that the cross awaited him, but he walked toward it with resolve because of what it would accomplish. So ask yourself, what burns in your heart? What are you called to change, to build, to become? Write it down, speak it out. This is your vow. Return to it when things get hard, because purpose turns resistance into fuel. Dreams without any direction drift, but goals, they give your vision bones. Write them down, break them into milestones, celebrate progress, not just perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, builds your momentum, and momentum builds belief. And along the way, people will doubt you. Some will criticize you, but their doubt is a reflection of their limitations and not your potential. Look at Jeremiah. He was mocked, beaten, thrown into a cistern, and constantly rejected by his own people, and yet he stayed obedient to the call of God. Jeremiah 20 verse 9 says, his word was in my heart like a burning fire shut up in my bones. I was weary of holding it back, and I could not. So stand firm, keep going. Let your results speak louder than their resistance. But life isn't a straight road. When the path changes, we need to adjust. As disciples, we know that stubbornness is not strength, adaptability is. Think of Joseph, thrown into slavery, wrongfully imprisoned, forgotten by his family. But he adapted, he honored God, and rose to the second in command in Egypt. His adaptability was his strength. He accepted his circumstances because his faith was in God, and everything worked out for his good and for God's glory. You must do the same. Pivot and grow. Everything starts with belief. Not belief in perfection, but belief in progress. Speak truth over yourself. Remember how far you've come and act like the person you're becoming, even if you're not there yet. David believed that he could defeat Goliath not because of pride, but because he remembered God's faithfulness with the lion and the bear. Self-belief for a disciple is trust in who God is through you, because when we move like we believe, we begin to become. Resilience isn't built when things are easy. It's built when everything in you wants to stop, but you don't. Fall 7 times, rise 8. Let resistance become your training ground. Job lost everything, if we remember. He lost his wealth, his health, and his children, but said, though he slay me, yet I will trust him. That is the resilience of a disciple. Your thoughts shape your world. You're the gardener, so decide what you plant. Plant courage, plant purpose, plant hope. Romans 12:2 commands us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And Philippians 4:8 tells us what to think on, things that are true, things that are noble, just, pure, and praiseworthy. Don't wait for the motivation. Train your mind to rise even in the storm. Ideas don't change lives. Actions do. Start where you are. Use what you have. Take the first step and then take another and then another. Because a disciple doesn't wait to feel ready. They move by faith. James 1:22 says, be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. This is the moment where everything shifts. Your legacy isn't written by thoughts, intentions, or dreams. It's written by the steps that you take. So take the step, even if your voice shakes, even if you're afraid, because the world doesn't need more people hiding. It needs more people rising, and today, that person is you. If you got value out of this video, please hit subscribe. We share practical biblical content every week to strengthen your walk, and we're on a mission to provide discipleship to over 1 million people, and every one of you matters. Bye for now.